to thank the India Energy Network, Dr. Shyam Sundar and Professor Jagdish for giving me an opportunity to talk at this forum. I'm Vinod Menon. I'm CTO at Atom Alloys. I'm here to speak about a completely different paradigm in asset integrity and safety, explosions. It's a complete different paradigm. The next step for a loss from corrosion into tanks. So let me just show a video, a 1-minute video quickly to give you an idea of what is it that I'm talking about.
Explosions. We hear about them on the news, the radio, TV. But how far are we from the risk of a fuel explosion? Any fuel container can potentially be a source of fire and explosion. But is there a way to contain that first fire, to suppress explosions? This is where Atom makes a world of difference. Today, through precision engineering and repeated safety analysis, Atom has created a product line equipped with this technology that are safe and easy to use for fuel storage and transportation. The protection of Atom Explosion Prevention System, AEPS, fuel containers are designed and fortified to resist the effect of any fire that enters it, so the explosion is prevented from being triggered. This patented technology that powers the Atom Explosion Prevention System developed through years of research and testing. Choose to be safe. Choose Atom.
So all inflammable liquid storages are designed with the knowledge and conviction that when you introduce fire to fuel, it will, if not mitigated correctly, it will lead to an explosion. This is where Atom has actually changed this whole paradigm. Now, what is mitigation? Traditionally, when there is a fire in a fuel tank, you have solutions like alarm systems, optical alarm systems, chemical dowsing, and sensors that actually get activated trying to control the fire. Now that is where the mitigation is. Now if that process typically in a fuel tanker fire or fuel storage fire, it's a very challenging process, and if that is successful, then you're able to douse it. But most of the cases, it eventually leads to explosion because the fire team is not able to approach the tank because the tank itself is not very stable. Now that is where we come. We actually prevent that. So the availability or the solution that we have put in the tank is a reticulated alloy mesh that goes into the tank to prevent explosion. So let me first try to explain what an explosion is. When an enclosure of liquid, inflammable liquid, actually explodes, rapidly explodes due to internal pressure, due to deflagellation. That is what NFPA designs as explosion. So very typically, if there is a fire that leads into a fuel container or a fuel storage, that rapidly goes into uncontrolled chain reaction, deflagellation, and leads to explosion because of the high internal pressures. The typical movement for subsonic to supersonic that causes the valves to explode. Now this is what typically an explosion is. Now what we have done at Atom is we have created a reticulated alloy mesh that works on 3 basic principles. That is thermal conductance, flame quenching, and structured packing. A combination of this and the proprietary alloy itself actually controls rapid deflagellation. So we effectively enable controlled flagellation that effectively closes or prevents explosion. So this is one of its kind solution. We are one of the first companies to have received certification from UL under NFPA Code 69 Chapter 14, which is standards on explosion prevention. And we're very proud of the fact that we have received the explosion resistant fuel containers status from Underlighter's laboratory. And it's been a long, tedious process, but we have received patents in the US, Israel, Japan, GCC countries, and a few other PTO countries. Now, where has this technology taken us is we have now been able to. So this technology was first developed actually for a very specific requirement. The bulletproof vehicles actually needed a fuel tank that wouldn't explode. And this is where we actually first developed this tank for the SPG. And we are a vendor to Tata Motors, and we actually developed the fuel tank for the vehicle, and it's been actually used in Tata Safaris right now. And from there on, we have actually moved on to larger solutions, and we have brought this to large-scale civilian and strategic applications. Now, one additional advantage or a plus point in this is we are compliant to 3 UN ESG standards. That allows us. So when you have a physical storage of fuel, which is above ground, or there is something called an evaporation loss. Now, the fact that the reticulated mesh itself is a good conductor reduces up to 60% of the evaporation loss. So thereby making the fuel storage a greener solution. And of course, the carbon capturing from that enables that. So we have been very fortunate. We have been awarded and recognized for our work. And we are here on the next phase of our development cycle, where we are actually now working. Everybody's talking about a hydrocarbon-free world or a net zero world. So we're also working towards the next generation fuel tankers or next generation fuels, preferably hydrogen. So we are now working with the Institute of Science to develop containers that can prevent explosion in hydrogen. Basically, advancement of our technology into hydrogen fuel containers. So this is a brief about Atom, and we have a small stall set up here. Anybody is free to come and have a look, and we're most happy to explain this. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. So one of the projects that we're working on is for using in cryogenic tanks. Yes. So we are already certified for the whole range, from hydrocarbons all the way from gasoline, ethanol, to propane.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.